Hi, today we're going to talk about choices. The choices that you have with your life, the choices that you have with the things that you do, the people you associate with, and everything of choices. From the food you eat, from your daily routine, the things you get up, you have choices. The thing I want you to reflect on is what encourages you to make the choices you make, from what you get up in the morning to what you're gonna have for breakfast, for lunch, your just your general choices, your type of clothing you decide to wear that day. Choices play a lot of choices have a lot of roles in our life. For instance, you might want to wake up and have coffee instead of tea. But what influenced you to want coffee instead of tea? Do you ever think about the choices that you make? What makes you want to wear black versus blue? Choices: do you wear makeup or are you natural? Choices as far as your hairstyle. So those are things we want to think about. The choices that we make, how they affect us and others. A lot of people tend to make choices based on self. So, do you make your choices based on self or do you make your choices based on others? For example, if you wear blue today, do you wear blue because you like blue or is there someone who may like to see you in blue? Those type of choices. When you make the choice to eat what you eat, is it because you're not as hungry as you would usually be to maybe eat something light versus having a full meal? Choices. Now, when you think about choices, you got to think about this. When we were born, God, the Most High, gave us the choice that you can either choose fire or water. Said both were placed before you, so one will give you life and one will give you death. Then we live in a society where we have governmental officials over us, and they try to let you believe that you have choices with your life. But with these mandates and everything, is pitting people against each other. You have non-vaccinated people against vaccinated people. Basically, it's more the vaccinated people against the unvaccinated people. So we have to talk about vaccines for a minute. It's stated, it's factual. It said vaccines are not 100% effective, but that it provides you a layer of protection. So my thing is this: when that layer of protection have been penetrated, then what? Because when I think of vaccine, I think of protection. I think of not getting it at all. I think of being fully protected, not having a type of, this 3% that you could have what they call a breakthrough. So I just want people to reflect on our choices. And what this should show you is that we really are not free. You're not free to do as you believe. And the more woke that people become, you understand this. You understand that the government really does run your life. They control you from the day that you are born, when you're given a birth certificate that has a stamp with 6 letters and 6 numbers and a letter on it, even on the back of your social security card. Turn those things over, and it's factual. So the thing you need to own, I don't know if you know this, but your birth certificate is like a stock. It's a stock. And when you look at that, you want to know who owns my particular stock. It's a very good question. Because all this can be proven. Look on the back of your birth certificate in red at the bottom. You're going to find a letter and 6 numbers. You're going to have letters A through H. You want to find out what those letters represent and who bought your birth certificate, which is a bond certificate. It means someone owns you. And whether you believe this or not, you can look it up, do your research, because I've definitely done mine. Someone owns that, which means they have put a price, a value to what you are worth from the time of birth, which means they dictate like what kind of jobs you may have. They look at things like, are you likely to go to college? What kind of money you're going to make that makes your stock bond certificate valuable. Those are things to look into. What makes you commodity? Google your name. I Googled my name and there were 4 people that had my name across this world. 4 people whose name is my exact name. And I'm like, wow. Like, think about that. Google your name. How many people has your exact first and last name? And that should wake you up. That should make you want to think. So your bond certificate had been sold to someone else and they were able to use your name. And now, you have a different date of birth, a different social. You have all these different things that identify you as you. So let's think. We truly, really are not free. You have limited freedoms. You have limited things that you're able to accomplish, limited things you're able to do because of this, because of our choices that are given to you, your freedoms, your liberties. These are all things we need to think about. Look on your birth certificate and then start doing some investigations and looking into things as to see who may own your particular certificate bond and what type of value did they attain and put on your life. Did they look at you and say, oh, she comes from a wealthy family, so hey, this is going to be worth money? Because speculation, don't quote me on it, highly hypothetical situation here. Say somebody bought your bond and they're in a bind. So now they want to cash it in. How can you cash it in? The only way to cash in a birth certificate stock bond is upon death. Think about this. Someone owns you and can determine you when you expire so they can cash it in and get the royalties from their certificate stock bond that they purchased with your name on that. Think about that. It made me think a long time. Like, some things, some accidents don't seem so accidental to me. It doesn't seem purposeful. It doesn't seem logical. Think about it. Think about that. If someone right now who owns your stock certificate bond birth certificate over your course of your life, look at all your earnings. You ever think about that? Look at all your earnings, because all those earnings went into your birth certificate stock bond. So when that person cashes it in upon your death, they get the royalties. Look it up. A little fun fact for you. Stay blessed, and we will have more conversations like this. Until next time, angel wings. Spread my wings of knowledge to help empower you. Have a great day.